And hello! Welcome everyone to another episode of the Blast Epoch podcast with the Maxroll crew. As always with me, Vina, Terek, and Volka. Hello guys.
Hello. What's up?
What's up, Mafia?
What's up, mafiosos? Welcome to all the little mafiosos in the chat, Again, it's been like 5 days now since the season launch, right?
It feels like 2 weeks, but yeah, I guess it's been only.
It's been 5 days, but 2 weeks of sleep time equivalent. Like no sleep.
Yeah.
Still feels like my first day. I haven't even blasted endgame yet. I'm on my 10th death.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess obviously we did the previous podcast like a week ago, and we were kind of like predicting builds and stuff and how we expected of the season and some things. And now that we played the season quite a bit, at least myself, I know Volka has been mainly working testing stuff.
Yeah.
Terek was speedrunning, and then I don't know. I guess he'll let us know what he's been up to. And Bina was dying, so.
Can we put this out of the way first? Okay, TL.
Yes.
Announcement. There is a bug currently, as of this moment, that makes monsters hit for way harder than they should, and that affects pretty much it affects the scaling depending if the monster depending on the base level of the monster and the area you're in, whether they are scaled down or up. So it affects certain monsters more or less, but overall the game is way harder right now. So yeah, let's put that out of the way. That will be my excuse for ripping 10 times in hardcore. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, good to mention too. It should be fixed by the end of this week in the next patch for Last Epoch. So hopefully, if you are playing hardcore, be wary, especially of the Harbingers at 100 corruption.
Yeah.
I was so proud of doing the fucking, the fading brick, thingy at 300 corruption with my harvest, because that was literally harder than Uber,
Yeah, this was so hard.
I saw your kill on YouTube. It was like pretty crazy, like full cinema fight.
Yeah, full
cool.
and I actually think it's great, right? Like,
yeah.
I kind of got used to the new difficulty somehow now. At the beginning, it was very shocking, so I died a lot, just like as a shock thingy. So I don't know. I'm really curious what the game is gonna be, because they did change difficulty overall. This is like this bug, as I understand it. Bina, correct me if I'm wrong. It is a consequence of a change they did on scaling overall, right? Because they were trying to normalize the damage of enemies in the endgame, right? And basically, I think what happened is like they fucked it up, right? They fucked up something, and I don't know if we're having a situation where most things are scaling properly, and some, like the Harbingers, are like bugged. Like, are some monsters that are actually undertuned because of this? Is it everything is getting buffed because someone put an extra 0 somewhere?
Well, I mean, we don't really know. All we know is that Trasochi made a comment on Reddit regarding that, regarding the scaling of monsters based on their original level and where they are in whichever area level. And special mention to the Harbingers at 100 corruptions. But overall, I've died to things that usually I don't even like. They don't even tickle me. Like I've died to one of those big scorpions that make the big necrotic rays on each side.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've never even felt these mobs before. Like, they were just basically pushovers.
Yeah, I felt that too, Bina. I felt like the stuff that was dangerous, still dangerous, and basically as dangerous as before, kind of. Like, I don't really feel like it's more dangerous than before. And then suddenly, some mob that used to do 0 damage, now suddenly kills you. For example, I've died to Lightning Dragon, the one that spits lightning. Literally, one tick hit me for like 10k or something. I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's like, it's so scary, man, for hardcore.
Yeah, and so again, I actually like how Harbingers are now, Maybe not at 100 corruption, but again, I really hope the fading brick stays how it is, because it actually felt like, holy fuck, I accomplished something, you know? That was fucking good.
Yeah,
But then
maybe they need to add something special for beating the fading brink, you know, some Chiga new item or something, you know. That is like actual challenge.
Then if it stays this way, would you ever do it in hardcore? Ever?
Yeah. I mean, once I know I'm ready. Once I know I'm ready, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, of course. I mean, like Uber, like everything, no? Like,
Maybe there's a
Yeah, I
Uber
guess.
version that is with the current scaling.
I mean, the thing
It's
is,
like the
I
Uber.
haven't fought it, so I don't know if like how much damage it deals. But it sounds like it's a lot. It sounds like it's too much to contain, basically.
Oh, the cams went.
yeah, 1 second. I'm
away.
gonna show the what tank set. Okay, you pasted to me, right? Open image. Should be good now. I'll show you guys the image. Should be. I don't know why is it not opening. Well, whatever. The image is not opening for me. Without fucking the cams. 1 second. Keep talking, guys.
Hello.
We're waiting. We're waiting for the reveal.
But yeah, I personally feel like this is.
Okay.
It feels like you're playing against RNG, whether or not you're gonna get a one shot or not right now. So it's mainly due to the bug, right? So, actually,
Yeah,
I don't want it. I don't want this to stay. I want it to go back. And if anything happens, they just buff the entire difficulty of the game. But like, don't just randomly buff one monster or another monster, or you know.
I was like really surprised hearing some people say like the harvest build, like I'm getting one shot. I feel so squishy. I'm like, because it's on paper, it's quite a bit of EHP actually on that build. It's not like Giga Tank, but it's, you know, it's decent. So it has to be because of this bug, right? Most likely.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, actually that's true. I had a lot of comments as well on the Lighting Blast build. Like I'm getting one shotted. I'm like, man, like it's not supposed to. You're not.
Yeah,
supposed
like how?
to get
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you guys read what the tank said about this so people in chat can understand what we're looking at, the image, Volka?
Yeah, I think the idea is that the base damage is 12, and now it deals 30 damage or something like that. Let's see if that was the actual.
Yeah.
Hotfix just dropped. Okay.
Hotfix just dropped. Any link to the patch notes? Emergency podcast. Boom. We never had this actually, no? Like being in the middle of the podcast, and I don't think we ever had this. This is a first. World first. Holy reaction on this. It's happening, guys.
Okay.
It is actually happening. Okay, let's read. I guess shall we read it, guys? I think that's
sure.
You know. Okay. Do you guys want me to read it out loud for you, or? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there's bug fixes. Fix the bug causing Runes of Shattering to display. Fix that bug causing primordial materials to fail to transfer. Fix the bug causing Ember bugs to display improper amount owned. Fix the bug allowing players to obtain rewards completed from the same echo. So a bunch of bugs, right? Changes.
Can we talk about the primordial stuff? I've been buying the primordial ring, and it disappears. It disappears, and then I get my materials back. Yes, I buy the ring, and then I exit. I go do some other stuff, and then the ring disappears, but I get my materials back. That's
that seems annoying. Yeah, at least you don't lose your mats, you know. So that's something.
I never had that actually.
I've had other people also report to me that they are not able to buy stuff from the vendor.
Maybe it's a punishment for dying so much, no, Bina? Like it's like a
true. You need to buy like one for each death, you know. So you buy like 10 of them or something. Then the next one is gonna be okay, you know.
And well, on the patch notes, the only extra change is added locks for invisible enemies. So I guess there are some enemies that, you know, sometimes appear invisible, and there's a way to track it now or something. And no mention to the. So I guess it's not the patch that is supposed to
Yeah.
fix what we've been talking for the last 10 minutes. So
Okay, no, because this is patch 1.3, 1.3.0.5, and it's
yes,
going to be in patch 1.3.1, the fix,
okay,
which is scheduled for later this week.
okay.
Right. Okay.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what, I don't even know what to say. Like, again, I'm kind of glad I after I died to DC in hardcore, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna play softcore. Like, I can't be fucked, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out it ended up being a pretty good decision from my mental health, so that's good. But yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that Bina is still like in the same spot as I am, and I've only played like, I don't know, like 16 hours or something total this season because I don't have any time to play. So,
oh
yeah.
man,
How many hours?
I don't know.
Vino?
I'm gonna. How many,
How many
hours?
hours? Yeah, since
I don't
the
know.
patch.
I am in campaign hell. That's what people have renamed me Tarek. Tarek
Oh
QC.
shit!
oh no, Tarek
Campaign
QC.
running over and over and over.
It's time to start making like leveling guys, Bina. Just
Oh shit,
Insane.
he's an
I mean,
expert on the campaign.
Bro, if you want to level with Glacier on the Rune Master, just come to my stream, okay?
Holy, on the daily. Wait,
Yeah,
10
yeah.
deaths? Wait a minute. That's 2 deaths a day on
Yeah,
hardcore.
twice a day. Yeah, nice.
Oh my god. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I guess this kind of makes this conversation about meta a bit weird, because I think I was starting to understand the game and what was dangerous, like the new difficulty, because I even had developers come to my stream and typing, "Do you like the new difficulty? Now bosses are real bosses," when I was fighting the champion fight. So I do think some of this is intended, but maybe because otherwise why would devs be looking at my stream when I'm doing these encounters and typing
Yeah.
like that's what basically they're aiming at, right? So I wonder if is like certain rare enemies that are going out of hand and the bosses are still meant to be who the fuck knows, basically. I don't even know what to think.
The values.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be like 10% or it might be like 100%.
Yeah, like it would be so nice if they tell us, guys, yes, some monsters are doing 300% the damage,
I mean
Imagine.
that picture you have up right now, it's basically almost like 2.5x damage
Yeah.
or something, because base damage is 12 and now it's 30. So yeah, that's a lot more damage basically.
Yeah, and again, when I said that the Fading Brick was harder than Uber, I was exaggerating a bit. It wasn't, right? My character can't do Uber yet, and it did that. But it definitely felt like a pinnacle encounter that that is at the moment in the current state. It definitely feels like something that you could check your character against to know how strong you are, right? Because a lot of people complained about in the previous patches how, like, okay, you do normal Abaroth, and then until Uber Abaroth there's nothing. So I don't know. I personally think the bosses are fine. The problem that I have with is like fucking random enemies suddenly, there's a giant fucking AoE that covers the entire screen and hits you for 500, and then some auto attack by some Bumble Bear Bee bullshit literally hits you for 10k. Like, okay,
Yeah,
the Bumble Bee guy has. I'm pretty sure he's deadlier than Lagon. So yeah, I don't really know. It's kind of hard. I don't know what the game is gonna be. Basically, it's kind of a weird feeling.
Well,
Yeah.
overall, just to say that currently it's bugged, and don't worry too much about it because it's gonna get fixed by the end of this week. So,
Yeah.
After this week, we'll see what happens in terms of balance for all of these.
Yeah.
All of these damage instances from monsters, which I guess should be mostly fixed, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
bro,
But
who
I think
knows?
we could talk about. I think we could talk about the new builds that have been maybe not surprises, but like the new good build of the patch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a bunch of lich builds, new lich builds. We have the Reflect Shaman. That's also kind of a surprise, right? I mean, that it's that good. We knew it was going to be good, but
Well,
pretty
when
crazy stuff.
when I made it and we talked about it and stuff, my main concern with that, because obviously we couldn't play it beforehand, is that when I looked at the data mine on the chess piece on the thingy, it says that the chess piece had like a 10-meter radius, 10 meter.
Yeah.
But to me, 10, like the dummy is like 5 meters, right? So I thought, okay, 5 meters, double the like the circle on the dummy. But okay, that's pretty short actually, right? But when you actually play it, it definitely feels way like I'm killing shit the full screen on, like so
Yeah, it's big. It's big.
it's pretty big. Like it should be around 2 dummies, a bit more actually, because the dummy is a bit less than it's like 4 meters, not 5, but whatever. But it should be like 2 bastions, kind of, right? Like 2 bastion ranges in terms of radius. And yeah, it when you play it, it definitely feels way more. Now, is that a bug? Well, it could be this rate, right? So maybe it's just like someone. It is coded as 10, but it's actually uncapped or something. I added the extra 0 right there. It's 100-meter radius, fucking god. Fucking oopsie.
One thing that kind of surprises me is that they went in with this item, which basically is a walking simulator, but previously they've stated that they did not want the game to become like use your movement ability, clear the screen, use your movement ability, clear the screen. Now it's just you walk around and you clear the screen, and it does more damage than like
any other active build.
So many other active skills. Just for a reference point, on the endgame planner, you clear Uber Aberoth in like 3 minutes. So that means that you have like really, really, really solid damage. Upwards of 20 million damage. Which is like, it's not the highest. There are some builds that do way more. But it's still up there, up in the like at the top of A tier pretty much, right? So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
You don't do anything. You walk around. You can even build like full movement speed. You can go werebear and then charge and like rampage around, or you just equip like a lot of movement speed items and you go to 200 plus movement speed, clearing the entire screen. I mean, it's fun. I think if you want to try it, now is the season to do so, because like 110% chance that this gets fixed. Well, this gets some sort of nerf in the next patch, I believe, because it would not make sense for this to stay this strong when so many other skills are just way worse in terms of damage and playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we're playing basically like Vampire Survivors or like Aura build, and it's just like walking simulator. I mean, it's kind of like a meme. Like is this really like LE or like ARPG? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
And then you have this thing where like true reflect damage doesn't even have damage numbers, so it just looks like you have. It literally looks like you went into fucking cheat engine and you activated kill enemies around me. Yes, and you're just on a fucking modded Call of Duty 4 lobby, where you just like spawn and you get the headshot. Fucking hell.
I mean, we kind of had like timer at last patch. I was kind of like this, but at least you had to hit enemies. Right now, it's just you exist, you T-pose, and everything dies.
Yeah, and I completely agree with what you guys were saying about the philosophy, because I honestly reached a point with last Epoch where like whatever I want is never gonna happen, right? So I'm just like going with the flow. But I would just like to know what the flow fucking is. Basically, it's like, okay, like, are we gonna be this kind of game where everything's broken and it's just a theme park where, like, people play the game for a week and you're just like fucking crazy and oh my god, I'm one-shotting Uber. Is this if this is the direction we're taking? Like, okay, like, we will adapt and we'll see. And some people might not like it, some people might love it, right? But it does feel like there's like. Sometimes in the same patch, you have design decisions that are like completely antagonistic, and it's just confusing, right? Like as a player, you're like, okay, like I don't know, like do you guys have the same vibe, or like what? How do you think? What do you think about this?
Well, yeah. Go ahead, Go ahead.
Well, I think that like with each patch they introduce new stuff, and those new things that they introduce, they do it in every single game, whether it is in ARPGs, whether it is in like MOBAs, like League of Legends, new champions, whatever. You introduce something new, you want people to play it, right? So you need some sort of a reason to play it. But I think the balance could be better done in terms of like, okay, let's make this very strong, but not like completely busted out of the, the power to the moon, right? Like let this stay on Earth, maybe to like the outer atmosphere, maybe to the stratosphere, but like maybe not to the moon, stay on the planet. Don't go like intergalactic shit, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like there's no balance in the game really. Like the A tier stuff is usually it's reasonable still, but
Yeah.
like S tier is starting to be like okay, like this is just like meme territory, too much damage and too much
Yeah.
of something usually, or many things at once. So yeah, and it's like okay, you have these super builds. Why would you play any other build when you can just
Yeah.
play the reflect build and you don't do anything and everything dies and it's that type of thing.
With
So
one
balance
item that
does
you can
matter.
just buy in the campaign, by the way. You know?
With one item, no investment basically. So
I
yeah.
feel like it's been like this since 1.0, like where every single
Yeah.
patch there is like, people in the community come in your chat, ask you what is the most broken build of the patch, you give it to them, and then everybody's playing the same build for the whole
Yeah,
patch.
and
It
I
feels
was
like
talking.
this now.
I've been talking about
Yeah.
this that you mentioned, Tarek, on my stream too, because it does seem like it's pretty obvious based on the developers' actions and the developers, statements that they do want the game to feel like there's things to discover and there's builds to explore. There was the entire city thingy. Then the patch notes get released on very short advantage. They definitely have this vision of let's make it so finding out what the patch is about is about, right? And people have fun with that, and people complained about the game being solved beforehand, all those things. But then when you when everything is like, let's just say the best build is only 20% stronger than the second best build, finding the 20% is pretty hard, right? Like you're gonna have to do a lot of testing, a lot of people are gonna be comparing setups. But when you have something that is just doing with very quick math, like you can do on a napkin, okay, this build is 500 times more damage than any other build, like I feel like it kind of goes against that philosophy of like, hey, play what you want, play what you like, anything like you can get this journey. And then they not only that, but I think because of the back of the difficulty, people feel even more enticed to play this kind of builds, because if you don't play anything that is giga, you get fucked, right?
Yeah, I was gonna talk also about that overall in the game, like more as a philosophy, because we were talking about this the previous podcast, that they keep buffing mobs all the time. They keep buffing mobs, and buffing all power. But there are certain like archetypes in the game that are not getting like buff until they get reworked or some shit. So if you try, let's say you're a new player and you try those archetypes, and you go in the end game and you get one-shotted on every pack. Like, I don't know, that might be that might be a bit too much.
Yeah,
there might
like
be a time
like
where it's like too high,
at that point the person looks up a guide or he quits usually quite
Yeah.
often, so yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you remember in early access, like the difficulty of Empower, like when you enter Empower, it was very easy. Like a lot of mobs where you could one-shot them with even like very bad damage. I feel like nowadays less and less the case as they introduce like new mobs, revamp old ones, and etc.
Yeah, all the juicing, because it's also not okay. Can you do the base game, but can you juice? Can you get all these crazy Weaver tree modifiers, possessed, all this craziness? Like,
because we can talk about the current state, but let's talk about the state in 2 or 3 patches, in like 5 patches. Like if it keeps going like this, I feel like it's a bit crazy, Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
like,
now, like, especially with the bug for damage, but like, seems like champions and possessed monsters are pretty freaking like terrifying. Like, I am terrified whenever I see a champion. Actually, and if I see it being possessed, I'm like, holy, now I'm in for a fight, So you're kind of like, I feel like you're incentivized to have so much damage, that you just, kill it in like 1 second and then you never see his abilities. That's the best like defense I feel right now.
yeah,
Because like tanking them, like tanking dots, very very few builds will be able to like really tank through dots very efficiently. Like the removal of like overleech, again this patch, it's just I guess maybe it's because of the bug, but like I feel like it's way harder. And anyone claiming last patch that the game was way too easy, I think we're just wrong, to be honest. That the
they
game
were just
has
playing
never been this
Judgment,
hard.
following a guide. That's what they thought it was
you can
easy.
still play Judgment and tank. So
If you play Judgment this patch, like you did last patch, you wouldn't even notice the monsters are buffed, because you're still gonna be immortal, because that build is that good, And it's just like, I was doing some calculations. I'm playing Flay, right? Harvest. And dude, my guy is 20k HP, right? Like with full end game gear and shit. Like, you know, my judgment had like 200k at the same stage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Literally 20 times, like, or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. It's a very and I don't really mind what direction they take. I would just like to know where are we going? Is this what is this intended? Is this like an oopsie? What do the devs feel about this? How do they feel about players killing Uber Abaroth in 12 hours, you know, on a fresh start, like literally like going full DPS killing it?
I think it's always going to be like this. Honestly, I think it's.
But it doesn't have to. That's what I'm saying, right? So because I mean,
Yeah,
we
like
all
it's
knew,
mostly
we all
just
knew
about numbers, right? Like
everything that is
if
broken.
they had
We knew,
like a very
right?
nice balance team. It could be, you know.
Yeah,
just
I mean, if
balanced
they
team,
wanted
but-
to, this could be avoided at 90% ratio, and we know this because we are the ones breaking it, right? So the question is, do they want that? Do they care? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about like EHP. Like, let's say you give all the monsters in the game, no matter the difficulty, 5% more damage every patch, so it compounds every time, right? I'm not getting 5% EHP when I enter monos on every build, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking about the end game balance? So, I don't really like the fact that the 5% more damage is across every difficulty and not just like dynamic over the like corruption scaling, for example. I feel like it should be more about like corruption scaling than
Yeah,
just straight
it
up, like,
seems
base 5%.
like difficult. Like the level of difficulty that we have now should be something that players are able to opt in when they're ready, when they're quickly, but it shouldn't be something that is just imposed at you straight up, right? Like, because I think one complaint that we had previously with difficulty was like, holy fuck, I'm at 200 corruption. It feels exactly like 100. I'm gonna get to 300, and by the time I get to 300, it's gonna feel, you know, you feel like you're in this treadmill of chasing difficulty that never comes unless you literally play for hundreds of hours to reach super high corruption, right? And now it's like, okay, now you got difficulty, but the difficulty is like so on your face that if you're just like a chill guy who wants to place his shitty build, right, and without looking up a guide, you don't even have that option. You're just getting, you know, obliterated. So it feels like I feel like this level of difficulty should be 500 corruption should feel how I'm feeling it right now, if that makes sense. But probably 100 corruption should feel like old patch 100 corruption, and then there should be like clear steps towards in the middle, I guess. If I had a wish list, which I guess it's kind of like between both worlds of what Bina is suggesting. No, going back to the old stuff, so you have a place to get comfortable and farm your basic gear, like kind of white map spife. But there should also be a place where something like the current fading brick exists, right? That feels like Giga and super. You can be proud of
you
saying,
should have
"Hey,
like challenges in the game." Like
Yeah,
you need to have
absolutely.
something that actually challenges.
both
your
can
character,
exist, right? Both can
Yeah.
exist."
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can also talk about the campaign balance with like champions and stuff. Like some people were saying in the chat.
Yeah, I saw this. Like he got the champion
Yeah, I saw
spawn
that.
in the
Yeah.
campaign. Get fucked, you know. If
You
I
know
say
what I do
champion,
when I said,
Yeah.
You know what to do when you see a champion in the campaign?
portal.
Portal
You
out.
you portal, you come back, he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the you know the
but-
one in the I think it's called the idol of corruption, or like the worm, the big worm in the
Yeah, if you get a champion on
yeah.
that place, you're
Yes,
fucked.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So
It's
many times there's a
Insta
champion.
run is over. Insta, yeah. I had that
I
so
think
much
it's where
during
Ziz died,
practice.
no? Isn't that where Ziz died, by the way? Like the
No, he died on the Lotus Temple right at the entrance.
Oh,
you know.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
pretty rough. And even if you go past him and you think you're safe, then he randomly teleports to you, boom, one shots you. I've had another instance also, like teleporting to town to do this exactly, coming back, and then I spawn dead because I don't know if they changed something to the because at the beginning of the patch there was a bug where if you went to town and came back, you were invulnerable for this entire area, right? And so that was a bug that they fixed, but I think they fixed it too well, so that now you come back and you don't have the immunity period, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So I came back, I TP'd, and I was dead. So yeah.
Have you
I like how Bina has discovered like every type of
death,
and,
you know?
Yeah, and bug related to dying and.
Have you
Oh.
died to taking a Rift Beast portal yet? Because you actually take damage while that animation covers your entire screen. Have you died to that yet?
No,
Well,
not yet.
Hey, be careful, you know. Yeah, I mean, uh, I'm confused pretty much, and it sucks to say this, but is anyone surprised? Like, I mean, with the city situation and it's just a shame, honestly. I
think the game is more buggy than
I think
it should have been. There's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, and it's like I wish we could have come here today and say like, holy fuck, EHG Giga Chats, they were right. We are stupid, but
I mean, there is some good to the patch, though. Can we? Okay, maybe we've talked enough about the negatives. Let's talk about the good patch.
Yes, let's do that. Yes.
So, I can start with this. I think all of the new items are very well designed, and there is still very much build to be discovered and cooked, and theory craft more things with different of the uniques, and the possibilities have expanded with this patch quite significantly, to be honest. And I feel like that is a very, very good thing, because right now they're like, they've been talking about the discovery, and then they want to bring in more discovery, and hence was the reason for removing content creators from CT. I still think that we pretty much nailed it on which builds were going to be like absolutely busted.
Yep.
But there's still a lot more to come, I think. Especially on certain classes having less theory crafted than others. I think there's still a lot to be discovered. So I think that's one big plus for the patch.
Yeah, I really like the new items and like how because you can only have one primordial item, so it really makes you think like, which one do I use? What is the best? Like the opportunity cost and stuff. Like, do I use on Rippled Lich, for example? Like, do I use the Frenzy helmet? Do I use the True Sight glass? And like, can I go this and that? It really makes it nice for like build making the new items.
Yeah, also the scaling of like the idols. That one is pretty interesting as
the
well.
Nature's Nest thingy. There's for sure gonna be some obscure shit that I do feel like, again, if you're someone who just comes to play the patch and play the build and get the fuck out, obviously these things won't really mean much to you. But if you're someone like us who enjoys, going in and playing a build and trying to theory craft and play it and level it up and beat uber average with it, and you actually go and cook with the new items and try shit out, we're probably gonna be busy here till 1.4, honestly, right? Like, literally. I think if you actually want to go deep, there is enough tools to go deep, and that's cool. And I've been seeing a lot of criticism towards Beast and towards these things. I actually think they're great, personally. What do you guys think about Beasts?
Like I think they're cool. Like the mechanic is nice. I just wish it had like more in it. Like it was bigger. I was expecting more like kind of like progression and stuff. And I would hope there should be like an Uber Beast or something. Like you shouldn't be able to buy every primordial item just from the vendor. And they're like basically like early game item, which is I think we didn't really expect them.
Yeah,
to be so
that was
available.
surprising.
Yeah. Like the drop only stuff is like, that's nice to have drop only things, but there should be like more challenges and like more progression and stuff like that for sure.
I wish it was like, bro, I wish it was like kind of like, in PoE the thing where you defeat beast and then you can craft something with the beast that you defeated, or like just like a separate system from the game where you have like a progression, and at the end you unlock like a uber fight or something on top of the existing like mechanic where you go in the rift and everything.
But I don't know, I like engaging with them, the UI is nice, it's direct, it's action packed, it actually, I didn't expect them to be early game, but the fact that I actually think they're gonna have a big impact on starters now, no? Like, I am seriously considering for next season, like, holy fuck, like I'm gonna start this class because by this time on the campaign or whatever, I'm gonna have these materials on average, and I can actually transition to this setup that is like a Giga XP farmer or No, for example, the AOE weapon that just gives you AOE, for example, and crit chance, like that sounds like crazy if you can get that at level 40, you know?
Yeah.
Can you get the bones? Can you get enough bones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I haven't looked too much into it, so I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
much, like,
people were
discovering it.
buying T-Rex Relic before finishing the campaign, Terek.
Yeah, but they probably like go in like inside all the time, no?
Yeah, they were doing the mechanic, but what I'm saying is like if you can do that through the beast, you can probably do that through just getting to empowered, right? Or
Yeah. I mean, also the amulet, right? Guaranteed +2 or +1.
whoa, Evolution
Or
Sent.
like this.
Nihil is
Like,
at
what the
home.
heck?
Holy.
Yeah, that one is really good. Also for end game as well. I'm replacing Nihilist quite often
Yeah.
with the Evolution
Yeah.
Send. Yeah, Giga.
It's kind of giga.
Yeah.
I called it.
I
man.
do also
That's
wish that
crazy.
there was
Yeah.
like something else to. So here's my thoughts on this new league mechanic. So I feel like last patch we got the cemeteries, right? So it's like a side area you go into, you kill monsters, you kill the woven firstborn or whatever like the boss at the end is, and then you get some sort of reward.
Mm-hmm.
Now this patch is the exact same thing. You go into the Rift Beast, you kill monsters, you kill the beast, and you get some sort of reward at the end. So it's like repeating the same thing, kind of like when we had the Exiled Mages. Exiled Mages, they're random inside of your echoes. You kill it, you get some sort of reward. And then the added Nemesis, they spawn random inside your echo. You kill them, you get some sort of reward, right? It's like two of the same mechanics, and then they do another two patches where it's two of again. It feels like the exact same thing, except that last patch we actually got an Uber Pinnacle boss. Even if it wasn't related to it, we got an Uber boss. I feel like we should have had some sort of Uber beast to fight. Something, if not on par with Uber, maybe something on par with like regular Aberoth or something like that,
Yeah.
or like something else to aspire to with your character, because right now it just feels like it's the same thing, but you have new items.
I
Right? You're
wonder.
not doing anything extra.
I wonder if they didn't have time for that, because in the trailer there's a beast that Giga evolves. You know, in the actual trailer they did. You know, there's this beast that evolves into Void and gets like fucking. You know, it's like a mutated Void beast thingy. And I don't really think I fought that. In fact, I don't think I've seen a beast that has anything Void. So I don't know if that was just trailer clickbait, or if there was actually like some sort of Void infused beast craziness that they just didn't have time to put in the game, or that is planned towards the future, or maybe no one has even found. Maybe it's like a rare thingy. Apparently there is a modifier on that is very rare for beast that gives them a hat.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Who knows?
You might be on a bit of copium for the hidden boss, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
trying to be positive.
it's kind of true that what Vina is saying there. It's kind of like a reskinned tomb in a way, and actually, like, doesn't it always feel the same? Like the actual thing
map?
you go into, like the map. It's always the same, right?
But
so.
I mean, I don't mind it. I just go in, I kill all monsters in a corridor. At least I'm not backtracking like an idiot, like a dungeon, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's bad or
Yeah.
but it's like just like very similar to what we already had. But I mean, the items for sure are the best thing, at least for me.
Okay.
Like the new
I
items.
have a question on this because, like, because I have my own opinion on this, but do you guys like side area content, or do you prefer like inside the echo itself?
I like inside personally.
Yeah, I think I also prefer inside. Yeah.
Because that
I don't think I have any preference. I care about the what you do with the mechanic, or what's the reward, or what's the. I wish that we had. I wish that we had like more to think about instead of just go in, kill, click this. You want this material, you grab it. Boom.
But I do actually think even like if you put it down like this, every league mechanic of every RPG is you kill monsters, you get a reward, right? So
yeah, but okay, the
all of them
is that the difference is that there are like, how do you optimize the beast? You know, Like there's no real optimization.
Yeah, that's not true though. That's not true though.
Slight differences that you can do, but like there's no
But-
real optimization to the actual mechanic.
But Bina, that is not true, and I think the more the patch goes, the more we're gonna find out. For example, there is a thing you can, because instead of dying, I'm actually in the end game, Bina. So. For example, there is a modifier on the beast that drops runes, right? And you can stack these modifiers, and then you can imprint the coast Woven Echo that allows you to basically summon this beast over and over and over without ending the lineage. And that, for example, prints Havocs. Like, prints them, right?
No, because that one, Lizard, if you've read, because I read that thing.
Yeah.
And it gives you randomly evolved beasts, so it doesn't take into account any of your.
I thought so too, but it looks like it's working. Like I didn't believe it today on stream, and I did it, and it definitely was doing it. So.
I mean, the Havoc stuff, from what I heard, is like not intended like the whatever people are doing with the Havocs.
That might be a thing too. They might be bugged. Then that might be a bug. Another one. But I don't know. I really like that the beasts feel deterministic. Like, cause the tombs are more like, I feel like they're more crafting oriented. You kind of like get your Woven Echo, so you can get your options, and you have your turtles and your this and your that. But I don't know. I do feel like as a league mechanic on its own, I understand people being a bit disappointed, but overall in the game, I do really think that they have a nice niche, and they fit like a nice function. So I don't know. I'm quite positive actually. I prefer this way more than Cemeteries, way more than fucking Nemesis UI in my map. I really like that. I think they learned a lot UI wise. Like the actual experiencing of it. It's fast. You go, you click. It doesn't interrupt gameplay. It's not. I don't know. You don't feel like, oh, are they gonna add pause to the game when I'm doing this? Because it doesn't feel like you need it just design wise. So I don't know.
I think it's interesting what you're saying. I think it's very interesting because they can use like the Weaver faction or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
To kind of bring together like those like mechanics that have less depths, but bring the depths into the crafting of the Woven Echo itself. And have like more of like some sort of progression or like deterministic like ways to improve your character, that kind of stuff.
It's also kind of weird because they're calling it marketing wise. The AG is calling it like a league mechanic kind of, or like a season mechanic or whatever. But we all know that there's just core mechanics, and like until 1.4 we're still in early access really, because it's still like features that are core that they're not going away. This is not a league mechanic; it's a core feature, right? So
but I think LE will only have like added the core mechanics. I don't think they plan on having like temporary league mechanics.
No, they've said that. They said that after 1.4, like everything core is on, and they will consider stuff going temporary. Mike has said that a lot. Yeah. He went back on that.
For sure, this can happen.
Chat is saying that he went back on that, so maybe I'm misinformed.
Yeah, but like 1 year, 2 years, like who knows? But they can, everything can change. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe we're just completely. I'm just dumb, maybe. A lot of speculation in this last 40 minutes, I guess, by all of us.
Yeah, I mean, if you also want to talk about the good stuff, this is not really like gameplay related, but I would say the graphics and like kind of like polish, like visually is cool. Like the new zones look nice, and you have like new like art for items, and the new primordial items look good and stuff like that. So that's nice, sure, but doesn't really affect gameplay, of course. But yeah.
Like immersion.
Oh, did you check out the new chapter? Because I haven't.
I did.
I did play through it once, yeah.
How is it?
I did a lore playthrough.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How is it? How is it?
Was it
Honestly, out of 10, how is the new chapter? 1 out of 10.
Me. For me, it's whatever.
Okay.
The thing is, like, I don't care about a story in games like
Yeah.
this, and I went in with my over-leveled judgment character, and I just like ran through the whole thing and one-shot everything. So I don't know, and
Okay, I think
You're saying this, Volka. You're saying this, but I went in speedrunning blind, and I still one-shotted everything.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
okay.
I did actually went in with my high-level character. I went there for the attributes, and I basically didn't kill the bosses to see their mechanics. And some of the bosses look pretty cool and pretty fun. Like they're definitely, they have a level of mechanics that you don't really see in the campaign before these bosses, right? There's a proper cool AoEs and very original slams and things that are actually pretty cool. The problem is, like, okay, like by that time we will say I'll have to play like a fresh character to really experience it. But again, is there a reason to do that if when you just want to rush mono? You would basically have to force yourself into that experience because the game doesn't want you to do that really. And then I don't know, I just felt like story-wise it was kind of like a weird vibe. Like we go in, we're on Majasa, there's all these big things unfolding, and it feels like for the first 10 minutes of the act we're just running around doing level 1 quest, you know, like I'm hunting like little beasts and I'm hunting little like bugs, and then I'm helping like this hunter that got lost, and then I go and I crack some eggs from a dragon, and then suddenly like I'm fighting a god again. It just feels like they really wanted to show the ancient era, but for how they kind of like give you a break from the epicness of the story, but it kind of like pulled me off. I feel like a lot of these areas could have appeared earlier in the campaign from a theme perspective. And again, some of the areas are really cool, like the Dral colony or whatever, the termites. It's cool. But I don't know. There's a lot of like lore drop that kind of comes out of. We'll see when the story's ended. Honestly, it didn't really answer any questions, right?
People were telling me that like this chapter answers so many questions about the lore, and like it kind of felt like what you said of here's a bunch of chapters where some stuff happens but not a lot, and then there is the chapter 10 where like there's 20 different like things related to lore that happen at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of visuals and stuff, it's really good. But again, I don't know.
I mean, it's cool if you enjoy lore. Like,
yeah, it's definitely the best chapter in terms of looks and stuff. But in terms of like quest design or whatever, I think I enjoy chapter 1 and chapter 2 way more in terms of how the chapter feels doing the quest. You know, like it just has a nice flow to it. Maybe because I've done it so many times. But it kind of felt a bit like a walking simulator, like a lot of walking and yeah, it looks good.
There are areas that are giga big.
Yeah, it's super big for no like.
You know the area when you get to the platform.
Yeah.
After the chains and everything, when you get to the platform, this one, if you know the path, the optimal path, it's not that big. But if you look at the overall map, it's like giga big.
Yeah.
Like there's so many paths. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I don't know.
And also like the talking about maps in the end game, the version of the map, you know, where you
it's huge. The chain map, holy fuck.
Yeah, the
man.
chain map.
Yeah,
Holy shit, the chain
this
map.
shit needs to be cut by half. What are they doing? You know, like
the campaign is not even 1/3 of the end game map. It's crazy. It's insane. Oh my god.
I mean, it is enjoyable. It is enjoyable, Bina, but visually enjoyable. But I actually like. I have high expectations for the Last Epoch story because I do like this Destiny fate. Like, are we gonna be the bad guys? Are we gonna find out if the Emperor end up destroying himself? You know, like these paradoxes of like, you know, you look into the abyss and the abyss looks back into you. Very Nietzschean, you know, very philosophic stuff. Like, I think all these topics are really cool, but at the moment are so surface level, you know. And then, yeah, the Observer is just like a sadistic guy that just kills his animals. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It's very.
I just know I've played through the campaign like a lot, and I don't have no clue what's going on in the campaign. I don't have no clue about.
Kind of same to be honest.
Like, I know where to go, who to click, who to talk to, when to portal. But ask me anything about a story. I guess I don't know. There's let's go to the last epoch and go kill some timelines and whatnot to protect the corruption or whatever it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
Based.
Again, I do think it's pretty cool. Basically, you get to see like all the races, like the goat people and the osprixes and the snakes, and they live together and in this utopia before everything goes to shit. And it's kind of like this hippie vibe going on, which is kind of cool. But they're also like giga racist and giga. They just want to kill everything that is not them and shit. So I don't know. It's pretty cool, but it's so surface level that I don't know. We'll get to see how the story finishes, I guess.
Yeah.
Did they say next patch we get to kill Oribus, actual Oribus?
No,
I think.
Who?
I don't think so. No.
Oribus.
Who said that?
When they had the lore, not podcast but dev stream
Yeah.
Okay.
with the lore guy, I think they said this.
I think
not sure
what
if
what
any
I've
of
heard them
them
say is that you will fight Oribus, but it's not gonna be in the campaign. It's gonna be in the end game. That's what they said.
Yeah. It's gonna be in the end game, but it's going to be.
It's not gonna be chapter 10 or 12
campaign
or whatever.
related, and then you kill it in the end game. So, are we getting the next chapter, next patch?
No way.
No. It takes
No
a long
way.
time to develop. There's no way.
No, I think I honestly I don't know if you guys get this feeling, but I feel like this patch internally for them, they probably had this campaign thing cooked for a while. Most of the work was done already, and they kind of like shipped it undercooked because they knew it was going to be a bit of a smaller patch, summer, whatever the fuck, PoE, blah blah blah. And I think 1.4 they're putting it's going to feel like 1.2 basically. Like they're going to go full on the sigils, because I don't know, maybe it's copium, but I
Hopefully, I wish.
I do get the feeling that
I mean, we'll see. And how much power creep are the sigils gonna be? Like, it's gonna be crazy at this point.
every ability reflex now, boom.
Holy, yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can talk about it. Like, what do you guys want the sigils to be in? Like, in terms of power, in terms of like what they do, etc.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, shall we talk a bit meta? Like, I feel like we've been kind of like having a philosophical fucking explosion for this first hour of the podcast. We're just so fucking confused because again, we can't really talk anything deterministic because the game is not working properly. The damage is fucked, and there's so many bugs, and so I guess we can talk about the builds. Borka,
I mean, there's a bunch of builds.
Yeah, do you want to talk a bit about the Acolyte and what do you think about the Acolyte overall? How is it?
Yeah, so I mean, Lich, we have I think 4 builds plus the Stygian Beam, like old build basically. So 5 builds for Lich. I would say like early game for Lich is pretty rough, especially with the new damage. So maybe don't level up with Lich or but the end game stuff is pretty strong. The Flame Mana Stacker is actually one of the highest DPS builds in the game at the moment. It's a usual thing, like you stack mana and it's uncapped node, so of course it's gonna be crazy damage basically.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah,
for
Uncapped
sure.
mana node. This is something I don't understand. They cap every single uncapped node in the game. Like they cap the poison stacks and the frostbite stack and serpent venom. They cap the mana node in freaking
but Vina, this time,
and then they add another uncapped mana node in the new ability. Why do they do this?
But it's a new ability, so they had to make it good, so like to be sure it's good,
Yeah.
That's why.
They didn't have to make it good, but now they made it stupid. They made it stupid.
And the thing is
what
like,
is this?
And the thing is like, you could add a cap that is very generous, because if they capped it at 2,000 mana, who cares? Like with 2,000 mana,
nothing would change then.
Yeah, but the problem is like not only that, but in softcore, you're gonna have all these degenerates, right? Getting Merchants Guild, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, and they're not gonna get 2k mana. They're gonna get 4k mana, right? And it's just gonna be an absolute Pepega situation where it's just like you have this like 2 games and it's like impossible to balance it. And I don't know, I understand it's new, add a cap, and then if it performs a bit too much, then you raise the cap or you like lower the cap, and that's it. And again, whatever, caps just work, And people say,
this is probably one of those cases where more testing could have helped, beforehand, because this is like pretty easy
Nah.
test.
What? Nah.
But yeah, that build scales like crazy. It's pretty like high gear requirement though, so you don't want to like you definitely don't want to be like starting with it. But it's good in the end game, and you can kill Uber Aberrant like in like 1 minute or faster. It's very fast kill. And but I mean, there's also other builds for Lich, and we have the Harvest Flay build. I know Blizzard has been playing it for like 20 hours every day or whatever.
Hell yeah.
So that's a pretty fun one. It's not as much damage as the Flay mana stacker, but it's like a melee build and fun flicker strike style gameplay in maps and stuff like that. So
That's
how
my
do you feel
favorite
about
build,
the
bro.
Harvest Flay? Yeah, it's your favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite build, like period. It's just like, especially, which means it's gonna die in less than a year. Like all my other favorite builds, you know.
Yeah, like Vengeance. That's gonna
like
be,
Vengeance,
yeah.
like that's it. Like all of these gone, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, this one is balanced, though. Like, the damage is very balanced. Tankiness, everything. So.
Yeah. This is like, again, that's the thing. Like the difference between some of the A tier builds and the S tier builds. I mean, you can only have so many tiers on a tier list. Yeah. Like you play Harvest and you play strong, but it's the good kind of strong. You don't feel strong like what the fuck, this is retarded. Where there's like, we were actually talking about putting Reflex Shaman on S tier, right? Because we, again, like the only reason was in A originally was because we didn't know exactly how the range was gonna work, and now after seeing some people play with it and making faster setups and bossing setups and all of this, and people kind of like going off the build and just like exploring this archetype, it definitely seems like you can do some crazy shit when it comes to speed, when it comes to being efficient with it, and it's probably gonna end up being on an S tier. Well, it's probably an S tier overall, and again, it's like. You don't have to do anything.
That's it. But it's S
yeah, but S tier overall, it's like a cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
Build, so yeah.
So yeah. I don't know. I've been playing the Harvest Lich. It's so fucking fun, man. Like, but again, bro, the early game of Lich is like, I don't know. I heard tales of like leveling with Aura of Decay because apparently it's pretty good early game and stuff. I will learn how to do it for the next patch, so I don't get the torture that I submitted myself to this time. But yeah, definitely not super like straightforward.
I actually had a really good time like leveling up with the Riplot, but then when you get to like close to Empowered, that's with the new damage and stuff, that's the hard part. So yeah. But for Lich we also have a Riplot build and a Chaos Bolts build. Riplot actually is very solid also. So does a lot of damage. It's like double the DPS, a bit more on endgame than the Harvest Flay. So spell build, very fun. It's like kind of like a machine gun Riplot build.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chaos Bolts one is like very tanky. So on endgame planner you have like 8k HP around there, and a little bit less damage, but it's like a caster bleed build. That one. Funny thing is, the Flay mana build uses Chaos Bolts, and they all hit the same spot. But on the actual like self-cast one, there's like a spread, which means less DPS. So it's kind of weird that you proc the Chaos Bolts with the Flay, and it's gonna be like just by design, it's gonna be basically better in a way.
Another doom of my existence. What if we make an ability, proc an ability, and make it better than using the ability directly? Manual Gathering Storm, absolutely unusable. Meanwhile, you proc it through Tornado, whatever the fuck is Stormbolt thingy, and then it's like broken, Or it's always the same with Marrow Shards, Like, who's gonna self-cast Marrow Shards? Like, bro, like.
Yeah, you won't do
that. You're putting these things that are really cool, but I feel like they should always be a downside. For example, Amarathi is in chat and he was typing like, it's kind of crazy that the Mana Flay Lich doesn't have a cap on how many Chaos Bolts you can proc. Because that would make sense. Like, what if you can scale the damage in kind of like up to 2k mana, but you can only proc up to 5 bolts, right? Or 7 bolts, or whatever the number is. Then you would have a decision of like, you know what? I'm gonna play this like melee build that does this like mortar that does a lot of damage. But if I want to have more of like a machine gun playstyle where I have a lot of Chaos Bolts that maybe they don't hit as hard, but I just have way more, I can still play self-cast. I don't feel like a retard, right? But when you're just better at it with both, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, proccing builds are fun. Like people in chat saying they love proccing builds. I also love proccing builds, but it's like why would you ever play the self-cast setup. If it's
Yeah,
like
the
just
proccing
way,
builds,
way, way worse.
the proccing builds shouldn't stop to exist, but there should be a reason, a clear reason of why to self-cast an ability.
Yeah.
There should be a clear upside, you know. A Smite has that, right? For example, you have proccing Smite, but then you have self-casting Smite, and there's a lot of nodes that make self-casting Smite appealing. At least there's a reason for it, right? And some of the other abilities that just doesn't exist, and it's a bit of a shame, I guess.
Reminds me of Falconer when it came out.
Yeah.
Proccing like 20 different skills and
Yeah.
like
Like who self-cast Umbral Blades, bro? Like, you know, when you have aerial assault, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Another good thing about the patch, I think, looking at this list, is the build variety is excellent right now. Everything in
everything's
A tier
broken.
is
Perfect.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
Everything in A tier is an amazing build. Of course, there are some in S, different power levels, but there's so many good builds this patch that you can do. And there are so many more to discover as well with all of the new items and different interactions that you can do. Pretty successful patch in terms of build diversity, even though, you know, like some builds are completely busted. Most of them have gone up in power to where they feel very, very strong in the end game. And you can build into them, you know, fairly reliably and easily, and then just blast basically. Lots of blasting builds this patch.
Yeah, like actually the gameplay this patch is kind of crazy. Like the Harvest Flay, Flicker Strike stuff, and then you have so many like cool gameplays in how you play the build.
Yeah.
But I do think like the overall power level for a build it's just way too high. Like you can just do fully crush the game with almost any decent build, right?
Yeah,
But the builds
it's like,
themselves are good. Just the numbers are too high.
and it's like, we like the playstyles, but would the builds be less fun if they were doing half the damage?
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't be, right? It shouldn't be. Like, the playstyle should be what makes it fun. The playstyle should be available to players of whatever gear they have, right? They should be able to have fun with the builds. But again, do I need to do billions of damage for free? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, like again, this Reflect build, people are typing in my chat, yo, Lizard, thank you for this build, blah, 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 blah. I just put on the shield, I just put on the chest piece, and I don't have to play the game anymore. I was like, okay, well, maybe that's a bit too much, you know? Like,
but for other than Lich, I mean, maybe you want to talk about the Minion stuff, like the bear and all that, because that's also got a bunch of things for this patch.
I mean, Minions in general, kind of like as we predicted, I feel like Necromancer fails. There's Abo, pretty much, which is as tedious and as dog shit to play as before, but just stronger, kind of, somehow, without snapshotting. You know, I don't know how they did it, but it's probably even more tedious than before because of it had some bugs. And I don't know, Terek played it a bit, so I don't know if you want to talk a bit about your experience with Abo, Mr. Terek.
Yeah, Abomination, I was initially planning to use the Relic with the T-Rex, but I anticipated there could be like some weird things going on now with item snapshotting, so just to be safe, I didn't really go with it. And it turns out that there were a lot of bugs regarding Abo being unsummoned with like detonation. You know, the when you turn the Abomination absorption into what is it called?
Sacrifice,
Yeah, sacrifice. Sometimes it's sacrifice Diabo. Same for the relic with the T-Rex. Sometimes it unsummon Diabo. So I didn't really bother with that personally. But it's I would say right now Abomination is insanely good in terms of damage without any gear or anything. Like I was basically running naked. And I was one-shotting, I mean, not pure one-shotting, but I was like killing in 10 seconds all the bosses up until like 300 corruption, 500 corruption.
Yeah.
Like every single one. Just from the passive tree and the skill trees.
And there's Lich using Harvest to, you know, at level 50, you know, like doing 20 damage, you know. Fucking hell. Minions are... It's exactly what we predicted, no? We said people talk shit
Yeah.
about minions not knowing what they're saying. They get overbuffed, like, into an extreme that is absolutely stupid. And then you have Snap and his party playing Bear, literally one-shotting over Aberoth, you know, because
Yeah.
it's exactly, I mean, we came to this conclusion after reading patch notes, basically, right? So, yeah, it's exactly what it is. The Bear obviously...
There's a good thing though. No more snapshotting.
I mean,
No, that's not true.
that's
at
not
all.
true. That's the problem.
Items. For items.
Yeah, but that's
some
bro,
items.
Yeah.
Some items. Wait,
Yeah.
what is still snapshotable then?
For example, you can snapshot Infernal Shade with the thing that gives you shade effect, you know, with the weapon, the Lumi scales.
Scales. Yeah.
There is so much snapshotting still in the game that, to be honest, it's like...
Yeah, but shade is not a minion.
Yeah, but I mean, you put the shade on the minion, then you unspec the
Yeah.
shade, and the shade has infinite duration,
Oh,
stays there. With extra effect, with you should be limited to one shade. You spec Infernal Shade, you put it...
Yeah, okay, but let's say for like the majority of like the gear swapping and the idols and the, like, you know, the idols for penetration and increased minion damage and stuff like that, you know, like the snapshotting all of your idols setup was quite a pain. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
like all of
And-
the builds that we have right now, like bears, crows, saber-tooth raptor,
Yeah, but
they
that's
don't use any
primalist.
snapshot.
That's primalist.
That's primalist.
Necromancer
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
completely different story because Necromancer. Let me tell you what you do. Necromancer, you spec your dread shade a certain way, then you despecialize it, you relevel it, and so you have 2 dread shade. Then you have your infernal shade, so you can snapshot the scale, right? Like Lizard was saying, and then you unspec it after putting it on your minion, and then you put. Then you put Bone Curse, and you don't even have to level Bone Curse, by the way. Yeah, so you have to do that every time your Abomination dies, for example, or you log off or whatever. So yeah, completely different story for Necromancer. I was hoping this would have been gone, but yeah, still not gone.
So the next patch, a skill snapshotting fixed.
I hope.
Surely, yeah. Terek explaining the minion snapshotting. Holy.
Insane.
Minion main.
Dude, imagine dying to Uber Abroth and having to do that for 5 minutes every time.
Can you imagine? You know?
Can
Dude, that
you
was literally, I'm still depressed because of this to this day. I don't even want to play because of this.
Oh my god.
I kind of made a huge mistake playing Abomination this way.
Yeah, that's why
That was
I
not
recommended Bear, because like Bear takes a bit more to get going and it's a bit slower, but overall you don't have all this bull to deal with all that crap, right? And all those bugs.
But bro, I have heard like so many complaints about Bear, like how slow it is and whatever, and it's just kind of funny. Like people come to my harvest video like, oh, thank you for this build.
You saved
Bye-bye,
me from the
you
bear,
win,"
you know? Saved me from Yogi, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
And overall, all minions kind of OP, even without snapshotting. Didn't change anything, you know. Crows, bear, saber-tooth, even saber-tooth and raptor. Raptor have impressed me quite a bit. Raptors is about like 30 million DPS on endgame, and it's like just very chill. To, you know, there's no real ramp. There's no real. They
you're
just
chilling.
do damage.
Yeah.
They're just, you know, they're just there. They're kind of like the squirrels. Even squirrels, I feel like we need to revisit squirrels.
Yeah.
And revisit
We're
wolves and
going
revisit,
to for sure. Because especially with the extra companions and stuff, like they might actually go ramp exponentially.
Like, minions are OP, and they've always been basically.
Yeah, it's like we predicted. Basically, I feel like this patch overall it's gone exactly as we predicted.
And
don't
we are
call
right
me an
again.
elitist, but you know, it's kind of how it.
What did you say, Volka? Would you say it again?
Nostradamus, you know.
Nostradamus, the Volcanator.
Apart from the Lich and Minion stuff, like Sentinel is basically the same. Like nothing has changed, right? Warpath is super OP, actually better. It's actually funny, like the new channel cost affix. If you have like the endgame planner gear, you have a lot of mana. It's funny how the mana doesn't even move on the Warpath at the beginning of the ramp. It's like you have so much. It's crazy. Erasing Strike is a little bit like not as crazy as Warpath. It's still good. Like nothing changed basically. Judgment is amazing. So yeah, just you got the new crit hammered in build with the new axe, bleed hammered in with the new gloves and stuff like that. But
yeah,
basically the same,
Judgment
same
Paladin still got first level 100 on
Yep.
hardcore, like by Rody, of course, who died at level 80 and went again and still won. Fucking Giga Chat Rody. Shout out to Rody.
Chat, yeah.
And it's funny because he rode with a mage, and then when he died, he was like, "Fuck this! I'm going for judgment again." Time to get serious. And well, yeah, nothing changed. Yeah, I guess again, Tornado still king. I guess we're gonna revisit we're gonna add the bear too eventually, because the bear is with the staff and stuff. I think it's just really, really good. And yeah, overall, Mage. Bina, you want to talk a bit about Mage? You've been playing a lot of Mage, right, and stuff, and obviously Lightning Blast kind of popping off too.
Yeah, well, first I'll say this. I think Mage. Okay, I haven't started. Okay, I was on vacation. I haven't started cooking builds yet. I've updated all my guides, and then actually there's still 2 guides I have yet to update. But I've been dying for the most part. Mage, I think has still a lot of discovery to be done. But Lightning Blast was pretty obvious. It's gotten like more than twice as much damage with this patch. It's absolutely crazy. And Lightning Blast is probably one of the easiest Uber kills that I've done, since it's just like point and click playstyle with a ton of damage now. So the fight is barely over 2 minutes on in-game planner, and can get like much higher DPS as you get better gear. The fact that like range builds on Uber have it so much easier than melee builds, to be honest. It's just like absolutely crazy, because you don't have to mess around with like the Uber Abrot's hitbox. You don't have to stay close to him, so you can avoid all the balls like much more easily. It's yeah, Lightning Blast with Master is just overall doesn't have any weakness. It's good mapping, it's good damage, it's good tankiness, and it's good Uber. So no downside on that build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really good build. And how is it on the gear investment? You're using the new set and stuff like that, right? So
Well, it's pretty crazy, because all you need is the relic at level 46, right? And then if you happen to get the Villatria set, it's just like an insane damage boost.
yeah.
So it's easier to gear than last patch, actually, because you have more ways of increasing your damage.
Are you using the belt at all, or
What belt?
the chains? You're not. I just checked.
No, I'm not using the belt.
Because I've been doing this like echo thingy that gives you the champion affix sealed guaranteed thingy on like when you kill a bunch of beasts. And holy moly, those belts are easy to get now. Like, it's crazy. Like you do that echo and you get 3 belts with tier 8 Lightning Blast. It's actually kind of nuts.
I mean, it's a good alternative. It's a good alternative.
Yeah, like obviously you need good suffixes and blah blah blah, but
yeah, we can talk about acid flask also. So this one is really good damage, right? So I mean, it's already been played a lot, and Potato has, I think he was the first to do Uber, right?
on softcore,
yeah, on the acid flask setup, and yeah, it's such a like high damage build. You can play marksman if you don't have the required gear for Falconer. Falconer it's gonna do more DPS. And yeah, it's like pretty simple. You stack fire S, you deal a lot of damage, and acid flask is pretty giga. It could be S tier, but it needs quite a bit of gear and it's very squishy. So I kind of
very
like
squishy,
yeah. So I kind of like keeping it at like high A tier. But the boss damage is amazing and everything. So yeah, and fun to play, very fast. So.
Yeah, really strong, really strong. Yeah, I mean, this build, when they nerfed the dive bombs, everyone was like, okay, let's go to the other OP Falconer build, and again, you don't really level with this. That's why, you kind of have to switch. I think that's what Potato did, etc. Like most people just level with the Umbral Blades or whatever, and then they do the full switch, because leveling with Marksman can be a bit annoying with the mana generator spender stuff. That it's still really good, but can be a bit tricky.
It might go S if we, it's like right there. It's like it's like right there right now. Just
I guess we're a bunch of hardcore players.
Misha
so
in chat comparing to ZHP Ballista, but ZHP Ballista has not only more damage, but also has saying that it has more range. You have to actually click to do your damage, where Ballistas are just there and they do the damage to everything.
On a patch.
Ballista should scale higher also, right? Like Ballista should scale way higher than
Ballista scales over 100 million as well.
Yeah, that's like way more. Like
I think that's actually kind of the problem, no? Of Acid Flask. You build the Acid Flask and then it kind of like plateaus at that stage of
Yeah.
craziness.
Like if you check the end game planner, that one is already like 3 LP weapons and stuff like that. So there's,
because the LP is
there's
so
room
low.
for improvement. You're not gonna like double the DPS with aspiration.
Unless you go full Pepega.
Yeah, if you go CHP, then maybe.
But you can do that on Ballista too, right? And then
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like in a world where Reflect Shaman or Reflect Primalist is walking around pressing no bottoms, having to aim your skills, it's definitely a downside, right? Vina, like, you cannot argue against this. Like, having to aim is a big downside,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Ballista is just you move and then that's it. You basically.
Yeah.
And we also try to consider like the new players with the list, right? So like, if you take Acid Flask and you don't have any gear, and how do you feel? Like, we don't want anybody to go like, oh, why is this on S tier? And while Ballista is like, it's clearly CHP, and you need to, so it's a bit different.
Yeah,
for that reason also.
We definitely take that into account.
There's always going to be controversy with like tier lists. Oh, why is my build not S tier? Because look what I am doing with this build. It's of course it's going to be controversy, but we have to like put a line somewhere. So. It is always like a subjective tier list, right? It is there doesn't exist an objective tier list except if you go with like metrics that you can measure, but like an overall end game tier list has to be subjective in some way, and so that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were saying, Bina, basically talking about Mage, that basically you had no time to cook, but you have high my understanding is that you think there's a lot to be discovered, basically, on.
Yes, I do think so, especially with a lot of the new
primordials.
A lot of the new items, the primordials. Yes.
The mana one looks pretty crazy, no? The one that reduces mana, and you could do some crazy shit with that one. I feel the ring.
Yes, potentially. I need to test because there are some sources of a flat mana gain on like mana strike and stuff like that, but like I don't really like that kind of like melee playstyle. Like some people have been talking to me about like meteor with this, and it's like like I don't want to be a melee meteor build. I don't know. But
idols in general. Can you imagine the relic, the 60% relic with lining ages, like cast speed getting increased by 60%? Are we reaching 500 cast speed on some build that has lining ages, or? There's
probably.
There's the Mage has a lot of game breaky scenarios that for sure people are gonna start experimenting. No,
even just having Villatria on more on and being able to use another weapon than the freaking staff is amazing, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
Already, I haven't fixed Frostclaw. There has to be something with Frostclaw as well to be able to like maybe we can spec full Frostclaw with all the procs again, and then get some more mana efficiency with the idols, or maybe get some extra, maybe get something with the helm and stack some mana regen and go crit or something, or even someone has been messing around with focus. Focus last patch was almost a build that we made. Just focus as damage, right? So if you're able to stay above your maximum mana, which there's a node in focus, and you use focus as damage, that damage lightning around you is actually quite damaging. Wasn't really a bossing build, like more of a mapper, but it was almost there, right? And now with a new helm, if you get you get mana regen while using focus as well, that could potentially be a thing, since you will get more mana and you'll stay you'll stay quite high on mana. Anyways, there's a lot to cook. Need to test some more, but there's definitely some stuff. I know Misha was messing around. We talked a little bit about Black Hole. She ended up testing that it was not very not looking good for Black Hole with this patch. But yeah, also Brenna Deception for sure. Yes.
So are we not gonna get the Bina's Black Hole build? I'm kind of sad.
Oh, the B.
Maybe I need to take a look. I'll take a look into a lot of these things once I get one character going and I can go kill Uber. Afterwards, I will start cooking and pumping out builds.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us have been in this kind of mindset. No, I don't know, Bina, but okay, the patches dropped, we update what we have, we make sure everything's good, and then PoE is dropping in a couple days. Probably patch gonna be, people are gonna leave the theme park, and only the serious scientists will stay around and we'll get to the lab, basically, for getting ready for next season. Which talking about this, like the cooking and stuff, I completely feel like this, and I've been actually quite surprised of how little cooking I've seen in general by people. Like I am a bit of a chronic cell phone, YouTube watcher.
Terminally online, you are.
Terminally
yes.
online, trying to steal every build, bro. I can't even steal anything this patch. Guys, get to work. Like what the
Funny thing is, I've been checking some streams and stuff, and like not saying any names, but there's before like last patch and stuff, there was people saying no discovery and builds are figured out and stuff, and now I see those people, they play just Maxroll builds, they play my Harvest Flay and whatever, so I'm kind of like I'm waiting for the
people playing Bear,
happen.
people playing Reflect, people playing like it's like, well, I mean, nothing changed basically is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know. I was expecting a bit more, especially because I thought, well, we're for sure gonna miss something, no, with the Primordials.
Have you guys seen anything with the new gloves? The bleed
Which
gloves?
ones?
I mean, bleed gloves are amazing. What do you mean?
The ones that don't work, or?
Yeah, I mean, but just for the damage. I have them on Chaos Bolts, bleed hammered in. Yeah, it's bugged. The explosion is bugged.
The explosion happens on the player instead of on the enemies.
Yeah, oops,
Oops.
But...
I've also heard that it doesn't work with like any sources of elements from like the skills.
Yeah,
like Heartseeker doesn't work, for example. Yeah.
Even though when we asked them on Discord, they said it would. By the way. So
they did say this.
They said it should work. People theorycraft. Well, there was a lot of content creators, right, that theorycraft builds around that, and the armor shred conversion node in Heartseeker and stuff, and then they go into the patch, and it doesn't work, right? So
yeah, I had a full setup on my guide, and then I tested, and I get poison stacks on the dummy. I'm like, bye, okay, that's that, like.
Yeah. People also been like, I've seen the frog build actually, and I think that build is so fucking overhyped. It's crazy, no? Like, sure, like it feels more cozy to clear than some of these other builds, but have you guys been looking at frogs? They look, I mean, if you actually look at their damage and like, I don't, to be honest, they're cool and they're cozy, but I don't know, it doesn't seem that crazy to me. Like, and again, anyone who's comparing frog DPS to Earthquake, Bear is like comparing $1 million to $1 billion and saying, well, still, it's a lot of money still. Well, I mean, can't really compare it.
I mean, there's also like 1 million build compared to like mini-million.
And they just die non-stop because they're super squishy. Like, I don't know. I think they have good clear, but again, if you want to play good clear, like you have, why not just like Sabertooth or whatever, and you have and you can just do literally switch one skill and you're on Earthquake. I don't know. I don't really see it. Maybe I have to play them myself and get a Bife. But I don't know. I think they're like an okay build, but it's not like, we must include this.
Check on frogs.
Huh? What?
I said, let's get a vibe check on frogs.
Yeah.
The vibe balancing.
Yeah, vibe.
I mean, well, we should definitely look into like how much damage they're actually dealing.
Yeah, we did when you were gone.
Okay, so how much was it?
I mean, you can get with aspirational, you can get them to 50 million kind of, but
what endgame? What's endgame like?
Like 20ish.
That's not bad. Then it's good.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I mean, when Raptors, which are like a fucking B tier build or A tier or whatever they are on B tier, they're doing 30 on endgame. Like, and they have basically similar clear. I don't know, and you have aspects, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit overhyped. I'll take a look into it. If it's good, I will yoink. But it seems like a build that it's only being played because it's there. If they were not frogs, if they were like, I feel like if they were like any other animal that is not as cool as a frog, no one would play it. I feel no.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit biased. We'll see.
No HP scaling, and I bet they don't get aspect of the boar, no?
They don't get any aspects. Any aspects, Bino.
Okay. Well, that's quite bad if they don't have any HP scaling.
They have three
They would need to be
3k
like
3
giga DPS, but they can't survive or something.
but it's not even giga DPS if you compare it to a bear that goes and one shots Uber Aberoth. Like, so if you want DPS, you don't play them, and if you want cozy clear at 1k corruption, they just die. So I don't know. Like at the high corruption, I've tested in offline. You're doing Raya, like Raya does like literally one attack, like the little circle, all of them die, and they despawn. He does another circle, all of them die. I don't know. I feel like if you're chilling at 300, 500 corruption, they'll be fine and they'll be cool. But I don't know. It seems kind of mimicky to me, but good. The other stuff is better, in my opinion. We'll see. I'll look into it deeper.
Yeah.
And what else? Any other builds you guys have seen? Like, then I've seen just builds that already existed, but put a primordial on top of it, like Bleed Warlock, but with a primordial, or like Glacier, but with a primordial.
Right? Like, yeah. Personally, I haven't seen like any other builds pop up in the community, or like I don't know about Volca or Beta, but yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I mean, they're just like full speed reflect that interests me.
Yeah,
It's like,
maybe a variant would be nice or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about
for
actually doing a druid one where you just grab rampage, and just zoom. But you need red rings to do that and not fuck up your res. So we'll see. I'll do it tonight.
I did see that Umbra Blade's Falcon is actually still like surprisingly decent. So
Yeah.
I saw some people play it. So,
yeah. I mean, mapping is fucking. It's basically no change, right?
Yeah.
It's just
maybe
bossing.
expected it to be
Bossing
a
is
bit
like
worse, but-
4-minute Uber with aspirational gear instead. So
Yeah.
it's a 4-minute Uber now.
with aspirational. So the people who were playing it last patch, like the comfy
Now it's
and
4 minutes.
yeah, like with the gear they had. Now they're back then that they were one shotting. Now it's 4 minutes, which is still
Well, then it's-
respectable.
I can talk about Falconer, by the way, because I've been testing it extensively.
Ooh. Drop the knowledge, Derek, now.
Basically, the nerf to Shadow Falcon proccing only after the main shadow hit the ground completely nerfed the build, like entirely. Because the thing is, your Falcon ability, they can cancel each other. So if there is a huge delay between the procs of the Shadow Falcon and and just like when you cast the ability, right? Then a lot of the time what happens is that you don't even proc the Shadow Falcon because Dive-Bomb gets interrupted. And this made the build like so much clunkier, like so much clunkier.
Yeah, because it happens at the end. You have to wait for the thing to finish before you do Falcon Strikes and all these things, right?
Yeah.
I see.
And there is a node. I need to check in online because I was testing it in offline. The node that makes your Falcon use Dive Bomb, but it's not your Falcon anymore that uses it. It's the Shadow Falcon that uses Dive Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one in the bottom right corner?
Yeah.
In offline, this one didn't work, which would have been the solution, right, to the problem where you don't even care about it being interrupted anymore, because it would just be like Shadow Falcon all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't work in offline. I don't know if in online it works. From what I remember, last patch it was not working properly. Sorry, as well. So I don't know. I think pure dive bomb damage is kind of gone from the territory of like giga damage. Not only does it feel clunky, but it also feels like way less damage.
Yeah, I was looking at some bleed scaling, maybe or dot scaling with the node that gives you the stun chance, but
you don't want to play that. You don't want to play that.
Yeah, I just play, and again, if you just want to do that kind of build, just play bear, right? And boom,
yeah. And it's just like, it's not the fact that the damage has been reduced, it's just that it feels clunky to play. It's as if you're playing an ability that worked 1/3 of the time. Like you don't want to play an ability like this, right?
And that's the kind of bad nerfs, right? Like it was as simple as just cap the nodes, which they did, but why go the extra mile to just like, that's the kind of bad nerf, no? Or bad change. Never change, never remove playstyles, right? That always feels bad.
I would say like don't put in that nerf, but then just nerf the damage a lot, right?
Which they did. Right?
Yeah. You can still like play some builds, for example, Acid Flask, but
Mhm.
on Falconer. But yeah, the Giga damage, all the variants. You can look at Drew's YouTube channel if you want to see the damage now. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
not popping off anymore. Haven't
No.
haven't heard that name in the entire patch. That's a rare
Oh,
one.
true, true. Actually, feels
Okay.
bad.
I've seen
Feels
him
bad.
like posting like multiple videos and stuff.
But Maxroll, how did you get good builds now that you didn't
went,
get it from
no.
Juice?
It went,
you know?
bro. It went from showcasing Uber Abroth to showcasing T4 Jura.
Oh
So-
shit!
Oh no!
Oh shit!
I mean,
I forgot that's a
Uh-oh.
boss in the game. Holy.
Oh.
yeah.
Next patch, Falconer kills minions. You know.
Yeah, I mean-
Holy.
But there might be like a way to fix it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
if
sure.
they fix, for example, the node that makes the Falconer use Shadow Falcon instead, and so it doesn't cut off the skill completely, it might be like Giga again. But
Yeah.
right now, nope.
Yeah, and then in the
That's solid,
same
bro.
patch that they Giga nerf this build, it's like, what if Bear did that, but 10 times? You know, like hee hee. You know, fucking hell. Well,
Yeah. By the way, Lizard, after playing so much Lich this season, I know you were like always like a Lich main kinda. How do you feel about the new Lich with all the things that have changed? Dead Seal being Dead Seal, and the survivability, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I feel like when I first saw a lot of the, it's a bit weird. I think current Dead Seal is like a complete failure, basically.
Mhm.
When it comes to how they're tanking, the tankiness they have given it to it. Because basically, if you want to play a Lich, right? I'm playing Harvest Flay, right? And if you play Harvest Flay, your skill bar looks like, well, obviously you need Harvest, you need Flay, you need Reaper Form, Ore of Decay for damage, and Transplant for mobility, right?
Yeah.
And you could use not spec Transplant and spec something else, whatever. But then if you play a build like this, basically you can't fit Dead Seal into your bar, right? Well, you can if you replace your Reaper after transforming, because that's a bug that you can snapshot, and you could have both, which obviously is not intended, but you can, right? So it's like, I feel like because it's so powerful, even unspec'd, it basically forces most builds to basically reserve that slot on the bar. Because I was testing today on stream, this Harvest Flay with this setup, I basically have all the gear in the endgame planner, a bit more actually, right? The build has like 25k HP, right? But if you activate Dead Seal on that same build, it has 300k, right? Because of the against hits, because of 90% thingy. So it's just like, well, you're kind of like, if you make a build that doesn't have Dead Seal in the bar, the class is like glass cannon to a point where it's just like absolutely unplayable, kind of.
Yeah, and the fact that you don't like, there's no reason really to spec Dead Seal. You can just use the unspec one, and it's gonna give you 95% of the power as you spec it. So it's kind of weird.
And not only that, but if you choose to spec Dead Seal for some of the damage stuff, right? Then you're losing a spec on something else, right? Like Marrow Shard proc, like Transplant proc, like Bone Course proc. So it actually takes a slot of something that you actually want to do damage, right? So I think that, again, I do like a lot of the Dead Seal design, the nodes, like the procs on dash and the procs on how you call it, the procs on Hungering Souls and the Dead Seal wave, and I think all of those are actually pretty cool. But the fact that the base functionality is 90% damage thingy, it's just like, what the fuck, like. And then on the actual tree, on the actual passive tree, all of these passives that when we were looking at them, they actually looked quite good. Like, oh, look, damage reduction, damage bypasses ward, this, that, 10%. If you actually look at it, it's not really anything, actually. Like,
it's very small.
Like, aspect of the board gives me more DR than all of these three combined, right?
Yeah.
Literally, aspect of the board, which now every Primalist gets free.
Yep.
So I think defensively, I was expecting it a bit stronger. Like, we lost so much armor, it's not even funny, Because now you want to build a bit of dexterity for most abilities, right? Especially if you're playing the Harvest or Flay, right? And again, or you're stacking mana with the flame mana stacker, or you're stacking whatever you're stacking, so you have less intelligence for the Reaper node, right? That gives you armor per intelligence. You lost all your armor from Dead Seal because you don't really spec it.
Yeah.
I'm running around a build that last patch would have 10k armor basically by having 100 int. Now has like 3k, you know, and
Yeah, it's like apart from Dead Seal, the only way to get tanky is just with items. So yeah,
and the
pretty
items
much.
don't even make you that tanky. That's
I mean, it depends on the build, but you need seed, null portent, everything. Like high HP, all of that stuff. Lots of LP, everything. So.
And again, if your build can't fit those items, then
yeah, then
you know,
good luck.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I honestly feel, except from some of the, again, because a lot of these builds are doing a lot of damage because my understanding is there's a few bugs here and there, and the flay thingy. I hate the axe thingy, the mana battery. Basically, this build is only playable if you have this item, because otherwise it's unplayable and you cannot solve mana. I don't know, it feels so designed, so D3, like so forced.
Yeah, it's like a developer-made build almost.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I don't know. It just feels like, I don't know. I'm having fun with Flay, basically. Like, I love Flay, and the new Harvest is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the Lich as a whole, the passive tree, I feel like every passive tree is the fucking same. I do think there is potential on people, which I haven't really seen anything do. I don't know if it's bugged or what the fuck. But I actually think the way to build Lich properly for Giga damage in the endgame is probably with Scornful. But again, you can use that on a Warlock if you really want to.
I was actually thinking about this yesterday, but the thing is, like, I mean, you can't have Reaper really, because you just go out of.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this node is potentially Giga damage, but just play it on a low life build on Warlock.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, would you use it on a Lich when you can't use Reaper?
Not really. So, without Reaper form, you lose all your increased damage, right? So I don't know. I feel like a lot of these points kind of feel like a bit like bait, because okay, you get a bit of ward, but if you get do you really want damage by passing ward if you can generate ward? Do you really want that? Because you can actually, if you're twisting hearting or whatever, you're Giga ward anyway, and if you are melee Lich, you don't really generate any ward. So do you really? I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, at least it has good builds, and it's not like a bad class. But it's not the same level of rework as Sentinel was, for sure. Like, it's not even close.
No. And compared to Beastmaster, or Lich got screwed, in my opinion, when it comes to power. Yeah. And I really dislike how, like, again, like I look at my AHP, I have 20k AHP, and if I put Dead Seal unspec'd on my bar, I have 300k now. And it's just like, didn't we learn?
Like rebuke, but you can move and use abilities.
Yeah, didn't we learn from Flame Ward being mandatory in all classes? Like, people have been complaining about these things for years, and then they basically made Dead Seal Flame Ward, right? So, I don't know. Again, I'll stop yapping. I've been yapping a lot about this, but that's still, I'm having a lot of fun with that build, basically.
Yeah. I do agree that it might be one of the most fun builds ever in the game. So Harvest Flay. So yeah.
Nothing is more fun than Ballista.
Ballista. I said one of the most. I'm always careful here.
Should we have the fun tier list?
The Bolka tier list. We already have it. It's the Bolka tier list. Giga chat.
And we still have some builds coming also, right? We have a couple of builds like Raid Out still, Infernal Shade, Shadow Cascade.
Yeah, we have Shadow Cascade, which again still quite a bit to, like, Misha's been testing a bit for me and stuff, and Amarathi and some of the other guys, and Trickster is also been fucking around with it, and Infernal Shade Necro, which again is a horrid build to play, but it's so fucking OP that you can't really ignore it. So, Abomination, but without Abomination levels of cock torture. So, I guess we'll have it, and hopefully we can cook more stuff, right? Like Bina is saying, a lot of the underrepresented classes, we should probably take a look at them and see what we can come up with, even if it's just for the next season, so we have a better understanding of how they work. And
there are for sure many other builds that you can do. So if you are that type of player that want to look at certain skills and try to figure out stuff, like there's a lot of content for you out there.
For sure, there are like some niche interaction that is completely broken and that we've missed. For sure.
Would you guys say the game is more balanced or less balanced this patch? Volka?
Way less balanced, for sure.
Eric?
Yeah, less balance. Way less
Ina?
balance.
I don't know what to answer to this question. It's like there's less balance, but there's way more there's more OP things, so I guess there's more balance towards the OP-ness.
Like if everything is meant to be broken, the game is perfect, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
like if this is intended, they're doing a great fucking job. You know, like
there's so many builds that do enough damage to make Uber like a walk in the park. Basically, you just you equip some. If not the end game planner, you get slightly more, and then it's just like, you do Uber like this. Anyone can do it. My 9-year-old daughter can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it doesn't sound like that is the intended when you hear them talk about this challenge, right? Doesn't sound like.
But it's been like this for that's what I thought. I thought last patch I was saying I think next patch Uber Aberrant will be like will be more familiar and it's gonna be easy. And hey, we're on this patch. Uber Aberrant is easy on so many builds, and yes, we are more used to it, but it's still very, very easy on. It's too easy on too many builds. I feel like.
We're too powerful. We're too powerful.
Power creep this patch has given us is too high, too much power creep. I would have liked to have still builds, some builds that were like really, really too strong brought down, and they did, but I think the overall buff of minions for compensating for snapshotting was not really warranted because minions would have been fine without those buffs. Okay, the survivability buffs, fine. I'm okay with this, but like the minion power buff, like that's kind of like crazy. 10% more damage. Plus you get the new skill trees for the Beastmaster stuff and all the,
Bina, it's not just that, because it's like, okay, they buff the minion power, which gives them the extra DR, but then they also get aspect of the boar DR. So you literally don't need a single roll of minion HP on your gear anymore. So, which is what you were snapshotting to begin with, right? You were snapshotting minion survivability, or because you couldn't have both.
Damage too. Damage
but now it's like, you don't need it. Like you literally don't build minion HP on your gear because they're immortal. Like. Just with boar and shit, so it's pretty crazy.
Talk about Primalist, right? He's talking about Primalist, guys.
No, and then you have Necro, which, like, I to be honest, if they told me,
plays Acolyte, man?
Bro, if they told me Necro hadn't got an update, I would believe it.
Yeah, I mean they did got like heavy buff for damage, but defensive wise, there's nothing more, and they still die because they're using like Inferno Shade, Red Shade, and stuff. Like, still take more damage, right? Oh.
Hola, mama. Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be up to you, Tarek, to figure out the Acolyte stuff because
I talk with Zekar. We test a bunch of stuff.
How are skeleton rogues though? How are skeleton rogues?
They are more than 20 million DPS, but
more
I don't
than 20.
Yeah.
But they lost a lot of power from last patch, no? With snapshotting. No.
I mean, they lost the survivability from snapshotting. Yeah. That's the power they lost. They didn't. I would say they gained damage, but they're still less squishy.
I think we're so screwed with this patch because I think we're so screwed with this patch because there's so many builds that do too much damage that 20 million feels low. But 20 million should be like a really great damaging build.
Yeah, it's just that it's 20 million damage where you have to put you have to resummon the minion constantly. You have to put your Dread Shade on them, your Inferno Shade. Like it's kind of cringe, Like,
yeah.
At least the Profane Oblation, the skeleton mage that explode the regular minion. This one is fine because you have only one minion, right? There's also Who was doing this? I think it was Misha in the chat. I was also thinking about this, doing Abomination, casting Sacrifice automatically.
Mhm.
And on top of it, you have the in Dreadshade, you know, they buff the Doom brand, I think it's called,
Mhm.
that applies to the minion, and when it dies, it does an explosion. So you can like double explosion build and automate that, where you just have to cast minion on top of the Abomination. But yeah,
Yeah. So sorry,
there was
guys.
some bug with it or some stuff we didn't really understand yet. So
sorry, I
we'll
had to
see.
take a phone call. My dad was getting surgery. Everything went great. So yeah. So I apologize, but good
Have you
news.
ever played, by the way, Necromancer?
Necromancer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard. I'm gonna check with Zekar if he's playing skeleton rogues and stuff. With poison, they should be pretty good with the throwing stuff and the buffs and stuff. But
Yeah. I was just talking about it on stream. About that, it's dealing like more than 20 million DPS,
Yeah.
but since you can snapshot, you lose like a lot of the survivability.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it kind of feels bad. I mean, if you like to resummon minions and put Dread Shade and Infernal Shade on every single one, then go for it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, not my playstyle personally.
I don't know. I like what they done to the Necro tree, but I was kind of shocked that they didn't touch the skills themselves. Like I don't know, like the.
Yeah. I feel like they need to make the minions like tank. Like they can't make it deal giga damage but die all the time. Like it doesn't feel good to play.
Just fucking skeletons. Half the trees get an extra skeleton. Bro, make it every 20 intelligence you get an extra skeleton up to 4 or whatever, and that's it. You know, and make it one single point. Like what are we doing? It's so boring having to spend 20 points just to get the skeletons out. You know. But you know, I don't know. Okay. What are you guys playing? What are you guys playing next? What are the plans? What are you excited for? Like what's the vibe?
Well, I'm finally playing Harvest Flay because with my low play time, because I haven't had much time to play, but I got the gear and I can actually blast with that. It's kind of super fun, crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I'm gonna keep playing that and farm up and get some gear and stuff. You know, maybe then maybe Ripblood after. So.
Ooh, the machine gun, machine gun, Ripblood.
Yeah, that one is also very funny. Yeah.
Revol kind of chat, you know.
Yeah, still need to make quite a few videos and stuff. I think the guides are for Maxroll are quite finished now, though. At least for now, for my part. So.
Yeah, YouTube traffic has been pretty. I mean, some of the videos obviously popped off, right, Volka? Like the Flay video, and some of the videos popped off. Like my bear popped off too a bit and stuff. But overall, I would say that YouTube traffic has been pretty low, no? Like this patch has been pretty...
Yeah. I guess there's not that much hype. I mean, there's less players now than last patch for sure. But yeah, definitely.
Patch.
Yeah.
It's a small patch. It's not a it's not a big content patch. It's a very small patch that we get new items and that's it. So
yeah,
understandable. You know.
Yeah.
There was also like no marketing for this patch. No. Like
yeah, true.
Like no marketing at all, or like.
What do you mean? Really didn't you watch Hype Week? Like what? Like.
Yeah, but I mean, in 1.2, there was like
Hype Week begins once again.
I wish they did like something like last time, like where the devs are on like live stream and they show things, and like, I feel like they're trying to hide too much. Like just show people stuff and they get hyped, and don't try to be like hiding everything.
Yeah.
So you need to hide
again. Maybe they kind of knew this patch was gonna be a bit rocky because they're planning for 1.4 and they wanted to stay low key to release the content and
read it a bit like 80k compared to last patch is 150k, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like the same size as 1.1 basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
1.1 basically. It's slightly more retention than 1.1, I would say. No, more retention. 1.1 by the weekend we were 20k.
Maybe, might be true.
So it's actually better. It can't be worse than 1.1. Can't be.
True.
Like, it's impossible
from that angle. Yeah.
EAG, grab my beer. Well, you say it. What? Yeah. Well, I guess this weekend, with PoE release, it might be looking like the Titanic, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that the release times is always like 1 week or like it's super close to PoE always for early. So maybe they can fix that.
And I feel like as a viewer, because I was watching a few of the PoE guys playing the game to see what they thought and stuff, you could really tell they were like, their brain was somewhere else, kind of, no? Like, okay, I'm gonna play my 3 days of this, and then like other, like, okay, I'm gonna kill my character, bye, like scripted death, like. You could really tell that they obviously they have a big patch ahead of them this Friday, right, or whatever it is. So, but I'm gonna stay in the league. Are you guys staying? I guess too. Staying in the league.
Yeah.
Giga?
Yeah.
I feel like it's where it's the most enjoyable for me personally, because that's where I do like I look at everything that has been done, and
the research.
I tend to try new stuff at this point, like in terms of, for example, I mean, it's something that not a lot of people do in the community, but I like to do like racing and try to do what is
optimal
possible in the game in terms of racing. So last patch I did Uber Abroth. Now I'm gonna try to choreograph that again with like all the changes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty passionate about that kind of stuff. Like not only like theory crafting builds, but also theory crafting the progression, like min-maxing the progression of the build.
Now, knowing what you know, Tarek, what do you think would be the path to take, or if you wanted to do something like that, like a 10-hour?
The thing is, Falconer will always be the main one, because
For speed?
you can ignore defense entirely, like entirely. You have like every few seconds guaranteed no damage taken with the Silver Shroud, and then you have free dodge. So it's probably the only class where you can do like full damage.
Because I was wondering, I think if I had to do it myself, I would probably do some sort of like zoom tornado bullshit, and then respec into bear and just fucking one shot it. But I guess you need crit on that build, so how are you gonna do single target?
Like Uber Abroth is really hard if you don't have like any defense.
Yeah, but I mean, you Warcry immunity, Fury Leap immunity.
Yeah, that's true. But
like, how would you do damage? You think or maybe it's just you go Falconer into Acid Flask and just YOLO, like basically what Potato did. Yeah.
Potato did I min-maxed the build, and I was like still on a budget doing 100 million DPS. So yeah, you can do that still, but it's funny because that build is still relying on the some of the Giga drops. But yeah, we'll see. But it completely like avoided any nerfs, right? Didn't get nerfed.
Acid Flask.
Yeah.
It got buffed, kind of, no? With the ancestral minus mana cost and.
I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, that was the solution all along.
To be honest, I feel like except the two builds that kind of died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously the Time Rod Javelin, which died, and the Serpent Venom that also died. Every other build is buffed, basically, no? Like,
yeah.
Kind
of. There's also the Umbral Blade recall bullshit. There's the Die Bomb bullshit. I feel like the fact that they nerfed Falconer, like remove 50% of the abuse case for like one-shotting Uber.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But there is still detonating arrow mana stacking. It still exists. It's horrible to play, but it's still one-shotted.
Just thinking about it, I'm flaccid. Just thinking about it.
yeah. I don't want to play it, but it still exists, right?
I heard you can do.
It shouldn't exist though. Like I don't get why how do you?
I mean, put a cap on it, right? It's pretty simple.
Yeah, but how do you keep something that has been publicly one-shotting Uber in a game? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because they probably didn't. It's just because it's public, it doesn't mean they've seen it, right? I don't think the devs are sitting around scrolling YouTube looking at one-shot obscure videos with 50 views. Personally, I just don't think they do that. I think they're busy with their shit, and unless it's such a big case that it's on Reddit and it gets like 1,000 upvotes, they literally don't look at it. Like I don't think they're actively have a person whose job is sitting on streams looking what's broken. Like it feels like they do in other games. I could be completely wrong here.
Unless you do literally a video about it, they won't. I don't know about it.
So that's why all Bolkas builds are
Or they
dead
won't
next
nerf it.
patch. All Lizards builds stay because no videos, you know. Boom, you know, insane
right, yeah.
strategy, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Imagine if they nerf Harvest next season.
I'm never making. I'm only making Minion build guides until they're all gone, you know, and then I'll play Harvest Flame #1, you know.
Yeah. That one is actually was pretty surprising. Like the Harvest being one of the top most fun builds to play when it's always been so bad.
Yeah, we had it on
That
D
was-
tier, bro. I feel like that's the only one where we didn't really see coming, because I guess we didn't really understood Flay and
mean,
how much it enabled the
we
build.
were just
No?
like intended. We were just hiding it, you know, guys. Not you know, we were waiting.
Ah,
until the
we
patch.
didn't want the copycat size.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so.
This was the entire plan all along. The plan was like we put Bear on S tier, right? We force all the PoE streamers to play it. Then they fucking hate their life because it's slow, and then we release the Giga build that we play ourselves.
Exactly.
Holy.
It's all planned. It's all planned. Calculated.
Holy. We learned our lesson with the Racing Strike, you know.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm pretty sure Uber Abaroth is still alive on hardcore. By the way, I don't think I've seen an announcement or anything. Or does anyone know?
I think I'm gonna win.
No one's well, one. Yeah. Are you alive? Or...
Honestly, I'm still in it for the race, man. I mean,
What are you playing now, Vina?
Lightning
Blast.
Blast, and it's really easy to do it on it. You know, I just need endgame planner, and that's it.
Bombs are sweaty, mom's spaghetti, though. No.
Honestly, Uber is easier than just blasting 100 corruption.
I'm
It's easier.
surprised
Like-
Rhodey hasn't killed it. Is his paladin dead? Did he die?
I don't know.
Because
I know-
I feel
I
like
know
he should
Karn
be able
died.
to just...
Karn died. iFlip died. I think iFlip is going back in to try and get it as well. Both died on Uber. I don't know if Rhodey died.
I think Rhodey's
died
paladin
10
is alive,
times.
no? So why is he not doing it? Is he just like... Does the old man need to hibernate after the race to 100? He was like, you know, he was like, fuck this.
I don't know.
I'll come back for Uber in 2 days. Okay, this one died. I mean, he can kill it already on this character. He can. I feel like he can kill it with his gear. So I don't know. We will see, I guess, if he does it or not.
Yeah.
We will see.
I hope he does it. 10-hour fight.
Show the reflect. What is the reflect doing? It's the 97, so okay. He's going for the cold version. Giga HP stacking. What are the idols looking like? Has a few idols. Yeah, this guy is ready, bro. He's ready. He's going in, bro.
Yeah,
He
he might.
He is going in. He is going in. Yeah, he's going full fucking tank. Yeah, I think he can do it with this for sure.
It's gonna be Yeah.
Yeah.
Last phase is gonna be a pain in the ass with this low DPS. It's gonna be a long fight.
7k HP, nice.
Yeah, but how
gonna
much
be a long-
attunement he has, guys? Like he has 7k
Long fight.
HP with ward generation. He's just gonna stand still. No? Like I don't think it matters. Like I don't think he can die. He has perma cleanse on fucking Terra's Blessing. He has 7k HP, which means he's gonna have 10k ward, right? Like I feel like he's gonna be chilling. I think he's gonna... How much attunement he has? 150-ish? Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be fine. I think it's free kill. Unless he shits his pants or something. No?
T-posing kill, easy. Right.
All right. Insane.
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 Okay, shall we call it here, guys?
Are we going bed?
I think we talked about everything.
Yeah, I
pretty
think
much.
we can go
went through
batch. I guess if there is a change, a fix, we can go back and rearrange this new builds, all that, and talk about the difficulty proper and all that. And yeah, guys, again, if you want to say what are you guys gonna do, what you're gonna play, so people can watch you in your channels and your Twitches and your YouTubes and all that, like feel free, and we'll close.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be blasting with Harvest Flay finally on Twitch in the coming days, so that's gonna be fun. And I mean, keep an eye out for new videos. Also, there's gonna be a bunch of new builds still on YouTube from me also.
Damn, man is cooking.
Okay.
Dude, I won't be probably streaming. I'll just cook some stuff offline and then release video on guides and stuff. Yeah, not much like motivation personally, like this patch, but
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and you, Bino?
And I'll be playing Lightning Blast, going to hardcore Uber Abroth, and hopefully beat Rody there. But
Not dying,
I died 10
of
times.
course.
I died 10 times, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And then after that, I'm gonna be cooking and popping out some new builds that are hopefully gonna be at least A tier, top of A tier, something like that.
Oh.
Like 20-30 mil DPS, hopefully.
All right. Well,
Of course, with decent tankiness and whatever else, right? But
yeah. Thank you guys for being here once again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And big kiss, all that, you know. Say bye to
Okay.
chat.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
all right, GG.
Yeah. GG.